Hello and good morning, and welcome to this Craft and Hobby webinar, Creating Community Around Hobbies and Creative Activities. We have a wide variety of exciting things that we are going to discuss today, all focused on how libraries and communities can utilize the Craft and Hobby learning platform to engage their patrons, inspire creativity, and build strong social connections within their community. As people are joining us today, I'd love to make some introductions. Hello, my name is Barrett Evans. I lead many of the sales and marketing efforts here at Craft and Hobby, and I'm delighted to be joined here today in our Minneapolis studios by Brenda KB Anderson, who not only serves as an instructor for numerous classes on our platform, but often hosts many live events that are a member benefit on here in Craft and Hobby. Hello, Brenda.
Hi Barrett. Hi everyone. I'm excited to be here with you guys today.
We're excited to have you here as well. Also joining us remotely is Michaela Falcon. She might be a familiar name, face, or voice for those of you who are subscribers to Craft and Hobby. She's joining us outside of Denver, Colorado. Hello, Michaela.
Hi, Barrett. Happy to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. We decided to host this live webinar as an opportunity to showcase the Craft and Hobby platform, to shine a light on some of the featured programming we have. January is National Hobby Month, which is a perfect time to showcase the many classes that we have available on our platform. And it's also discuss how the creative programming solutions that we offer can serve as a benefit for libraries and their communities. And we're also here to answer any questions that our subscribers might have. And so let's start off by just providing a quick overview of what Craft and Hobby is and the many benefits that it can serve your community. So Craft and Hobby is an online database. We are an instructional video platform designed specifically for libraries with the largest catalog of on-demand learning in the Craft and Hobby space. We have over 4,000 hours of on-demand video tutorials across a wide range of creative activities. We have downloadable PDFs and plenty of interactive media features that can provide patterns, supply lists, step-by-step guides. We have expert-led, professionally produced classes, no user-generated or AI content on our site, and we have dedicated support for libraries as well, including promotional materials and programming ideas. Let's watch a brief promotional video.
Are you ready to tap? Are you ready to tap into endless inspiration and valuable skill building for your library? Craft and Hobby is your gateway to amazing creative possibilities, allowing your patrons to learn new creative skills from home or in your library makerspace. Craft and Hobby offers an extensive online database filled with instructional how-to videos and classes covering over 20 diverse categories, all focused on your favorite crafts and hobbies. If you're looking for fun, hands-on projects and DIY tutorials to share with your library community, you'll find it all here. Discover everything Craft and Hobby has to offer by requesting a demo and free trial for your library. From painting and knitting to woodworking and photography, you'll find step-by-step guidance that will help you unlock your creative potential. Plus, with new videos added all the time, you'll never run out of things to learn. Why wait? Contact the team at Craft and Hobby today using the link below.
So Britta, I think you might have seen your face in that promotional video.
I did.
Why don't we take this opportunity to tell us a little bit about yourself, what you're working on today, and how you got involved in crafting in the first place.
All right. Well, I had the privilege of growing up in a very crafty family. My mother, she still sews, knits, crochets. She does all the crafty things. And my dad is also a builder, and he creates things as well. So I came from a very DIY type of background. And I grew up thinking that it was normal to just make things if you didn't have them, or you could dream up new things and then just make them. And then It wasn't until I got a little bit older and some of my friends would be like, "Can you teach me how to do that?" And I would think, "You don't know how to do that?" But yeah, so I kind of grew up that way, and I ended up studying clothing design when I was in college, and then I got a job, a very creative job, working in a costume shop for many, many years. And then on the side, I started developing patterns for knitting and crocheting projects, and I kind of got immersed in the world in that way. So I was sewing at my day job and yarning in the evening. And then when COVID happened, I lost my day job because my day job was creating costumes for these very large arena type shows. You know, they were all over the world and everything closed down. So I suddenly didn't have a job anymore. And then I had just sort of realized, oh, I can actually just teach these other things. And so I fell into this, and I was so glad that I did, because I learned that it's just, I get so much happiness out of teaching other people how to do these things, because to me they're really they're part of who I am, but they also they like help me stay calm. They help me get through things. There's like a emotional like component to it as well, and I just really love spreading that, you know, to other people and teaching other people how to do it. And I have learned too, I actually, before I started teaching the videos, I have published some books, and I have been teaching people through written word, which is a great way to learn as well. Thank you, libraries. But I've also learned that learning some of these skills is really extra beneficial if you can see video of it. It just really helps a lot with the three-dimensional things. So yeah, I'm just excited to be part of this world of, you know, yarn and fabric and learning all these crafty things.
That's wonderful. Lots of Brenda's tutorials and classes are available on Craft and Hobby, and I thought we'd go ahead and dive into one of those right now. I believe this is one of the first ones that you might have produced for us. It's the crochet mittens and fingerless gloves. Let's watch a quick preview video of this. One second, please. Try that one more time.
Keep your hands stylishly warm and step up your crochet skills. Join Brenda K.B. Anderson in crochet mittens and fingerless gloves and make fun accessories for the whole family. Begin with simple shaping, creating a fingerless glove with post stitches that form a chevron pattern. Crochet mittens from the bottom up and learn to add colorwork details that won't drift as Brenda shares her secrets to managing yarn strands. Work a gorgeous braided cable on top-down mittens and get ideas for personalizing and embellishing. Make mittens everyone wants to get their hands in. Sign up for crochet mittens and fingerless gloves today.
So Brenda, why don't you tell us a little bit about this class, how it came to be, and why you chose this particular project to teach?
Okay. So I was approached by a friend of mine, and she was excited to bring some more content to Craftsy at the time, and they were really looking for somebody who could design mittens and fingerless gloves. And I think that is how she found me, because I really, really love designing small accessories, particularly a lot of fingerless gloves and mittens at the time. And so she had asked me if I'd be interested in doing this. And when she first asked me, I thought, oh my gosh, I don't know. I'm kind of nervous speaking in front of people. But then eventually just the crafting won out, and I agreed to come and do it. And I'm really, really glad that I did. And in this class, so one of the things that I really love is teaching people new skills, but teaching them those skills within projects. That is kind of like my style of teaching, because that's how I like to learn. I think that it's really helpful if you have some sort of end goal, or you have something to show when you're finished with it. And I like to use that as a vehicle to learn all the skills along the way. So I specifically came up with these 3 different projects, as you guys saw in that short video there, with different styles and different techniques to learn while you're making mittens. So there's like working the mitten sideways, working from bottom to top, working from top to bottom, also learning about color work, learning about cables and post stitches and different specific techniques in crochet. So it was basically my goal to come up with a class that was exciting for people, you know, not only just to learn mittens, but to learn some extra techniques along the way that are related. So.
I think that's a really core principle of most of the classes that you can find on Craft and Hobby. It is about the technique in addition to being able to successfully execute the project itself. I do want to take this as an opportunity to kind of delve into the Craft and Hobby platform and how our classes are structured and how you can utilize them even for in-library programming. And our platform makes it very easy for you to do that. So if you are on a particular class page, one of the things that you're going to notice first is that the classes are broken up into various sessions. You can see them along the right side here. These are chapters, if you will, or sessions, maybe 15 to 30 minutes in length for this class. This class has a total runtime of almost 3 hours long. But by dividing them into sessions, you're able to compartmentalize your project a little bit more. If you are going to utilize this for in-library programming, you can maybe make it a weekly series, and each week you can watch one session, and so that the patrons or attendees can then go home, work on their project, come back the next week, learn their next step of their advanced skill, and then showcase of what they've been able to learn. Not only are subtitles available on all of our videos on our site, but we also have transcriptions. And this is an important accessibility tool that makes it available for people who want to possibly print out all the spoken text in the videos and have it available for reference. If you are looking for particular keywords, if you know you watched a video and you want to be like, I know she talked about this one specific stitch. I'm trying to figure out where that was or what that was about. You can easily find and search any of the text that's available in the transcript. And it's also important that you can copy and paste it into another document for external reference, or you can even print it out as well to have available. Most of our classes also include this key feature under our bonus materials, and this is especially important for a class like this, a crochet class. And these PDFs provide a number of valuable information. And for this particular class, you are given all the materials that you need, that you would need to successfully execute this project, what types of tools, also the finished size. But this is also really important, especially for beginners. It includes like an abbreviation or a glossary or some of the definitions of the terms that are being referenced throughout the course. So in this one, it talks about the special stitches and explains a little bit further detail what those are. But then going a little bit further, you get into some of the most important pieces, which is the pattern. This is the bulk of what it's all about, right? The pattern and how to follow it and how to read the pattern charts. So Brenda, when you created this is your unique pattern, am I right?
Yep.
This is
I
what you
designed
came up
these.
with. I love that. And then tell us a little bit about how to read these and how to decipher them and the process a little bit that goes into making these patterns.
Okay. So if you are coming at it from the crafter, learning how to create your own fingerless mittens or your own mittens from this class, you will just be reading through and it'll be giving you directions. And like Barrett said, that there's a glossary that explains what the definitions for the abbreviated things, that are in the pattern, but as well as, and so you can kind of follow along. I always recommend that people have their pattern out when they're following along with the video, because it makes your written pattern make more sense when you can actually see what I am doing. But also, there's a chart in there with a visual representation. You can see all these little X's and lines. That, I always try to put charts in my patterns because for people like me where it really helps to get a visual, just to kind of picture where you're headed and how the stitches relate to each other, I really like to include the charts as well as the written words. So you can kind of use them in conjunction together to create the pattern.
And for those of you who might be thinking of incorporating this into your programming, the beautiful part about these PDF materials is that they are downloadable. You can save them locally onto your computer. You can print them out. You can share them with others. And if you are hosting an event in your library, you can print all these out and have them available for the patrons or users who are coming in. This is especially important for a project like this to be able to have access to this PDF materials, even when the user is offline, so they don't have to be logged into the site in order to reference these materials. They can have them on a second screen or have them printed out and available to follow along. And this is synonymous with almost all the classes on the Craft and Hobby platform. Whether it's a cooking class or a baking class where you have recipes, you don't necessarily want to be tethered to your computer in order to follow along as you're in the kitchen and working on these projects. So this is a really valuable resource that we find that both libraries and patrons find to be incredibly valuable, and is part of what we offer at Craft and Hobby and all of our classes that I think makes us a little bit unique. Before we move on, I just want to let people know that they can answer or they can pose any questions in the chat roll for those who are viewing. I don't know if we have any yet, but we can come back to that once we get a few there. I do want to send it along now to Michaela. Michaela, if you can kind of talk through how libraries and communities might be able to utilize the Craft and Hobby platform, maybe some testimonials or examples as well.
Yeah, thanks, Barrett. So I want to share a few really fun ways libraries have been using Craft and Hobby in their programming. These examples are really fun to me because they show just how creative our libraries are. One of my favorites is how some libraries have used Craft and Hobby to support their gardening clubs and community gardens. They've taken our gardening classes, including our woodworking class, on raised bed gardens and made multiple raised beds for their community gardens. From there, our libraries have used the classes for vegetable and flower gardening. And we even received an email from one of our library partners saying how helpful our extended harvest class was because the garden has turned into a year-round project for them. Another fun example is around seasonal programming. Several libraries have used our flower arrangement making class to host Valentine's Day or Mother's Day craft events. These are always a hit. They're really simple to run. Typically, libraries will go to the grocery, like Trader Joe's, grab some flowers, and put on the class. Patrons walk away with something really beautiful that they make themselves, and it's a great way to add a creative touch to holiday programming. And then there's Port Adelaide Library, who I want to highlight. They did something especially clever. They took our brush lettering class and used it as a foundation to create their own tutorial showing patrons how to do brush lettering in Procreate. So they blended our content with their digital art expertise and made something uniquely tailored to their community. It's such a great example of how libraries can remix craft and hobby content to fit their local needs. And we have that video here. Let's take a quick look.
Using resources from the Craft and Hobby database and the Procreate app on iPad, let's create modern calligraphy.
Open Procreate. Choose a screen size canvas. We'll adjust the brush settings for calligraphy. Press on the brush library and choose Tinderbox under inking. Tap again on the brush, select Stabilization, select Streamline and set to max. Set Stabilization to about 28%. And in Taper, set size to 1%. Set the tip all the way to blunt. So now you've made your brush script brush. Let's go into Safari and go to the PAE Library's website. For some fantastic tutorials and templates, click on Learn, Craft and Hobby, and log on using your library card and pin, and select Craft C. Search keywords brush lettering, and select the brush lettering course by Chris and Jen. In here you'll find an overview, information about the instructor, some bonus materials, and even a transcript. Select the bonus materials and download the templates. And now we're going to choose our custom brush that we created earlier and choose a contrasting colour to the templates so we can see how we're tracing over them. So let's go ahead and trace over our templates. And be sure to keep the upstrokes thin with less pressure and the downstrokes thick with more pressure. This is key to any type of calligraphy, whether it's traditional or modern. And don't feel afraid to lift the pen in between strokes as well. This template shows the difference between a traditional and bouncy style. Both are fun, but the bouncy style might take more practice. I personally find it a little bit harder.
You can find the craft and hobby course we used in this video at paelibraries.com.au.
That's one exciting way that our libraries are using Craft and Hobby within their library for programming, digital programming. And we also have a great little short, YouTube short with Bridgman Library that is a great marketing tool that our libraries have really clung on to with Captain Literacy, which we just love. We'll go ahead and show that quick video.
Gee, I just can't figure out how to knit.
I can show you a great new crafting resource that will help.
Gee, thanks, Captain Literacy.
Just go to our website, bridgmanlibrary.com.
To find the Craft and Hobby link, you can either scroll down on the home page or click Borrow in the menu and scroll down. On the login page, use your library card number and click Submit. Find the knitting section and click on any tutorial you want. Push play and you're good to go. There's lots of tutorials for most crafts, even photography and woodworking.
Now I've got it. Thanks, Captain Literacy.
The power to craft is yours!
We love receiving videos like this with our library partners who utilize the Craft and Hobby resource and come up with some of their own clever ways that they can encourage their patrons to use and engage with the platform. Thank you for all of that information, Michaela. I now want to turn our focus to National Hobby Month. As previously mentioned, January is Hobby Month. It's a great time to encourage patrons to work on hobbies, build healthy habits, and start the year feeling energized. The courses that we have available are great for libraries with ready-to-use workshops, self-guided learning, lots of cross-generational appeal. We have tons of content for all ages and all aptitudes of craftiness. And it's really valuable for community connection. Let's watch a quick preview video of all that we have on National Hobby Month.
Celebrate National Hobby Month, your perfect chance to learn, create, and share the hobbies you love. With Craft and Hobby, you can access thousands of expert-led classes and tutorials right from your library's digital resources. Learn new skills or dive deeper into your favorites, from cooking and baking to fiber arts, journaling, photography, and personal wellness. Kickstart healthy habits with our 28-day beginner workout series, complete with an interactive wellness calendar and dozens of fitness and self-care programs. Make a resolution of learning, growth, and self-expression. Learn it, make it, love it, only with Craft and Hobby.
So yes, that is correct. You did hear it correctly. We have a wealth of fitness and wellness content available on Craft and Hobby. This is a really unique differentiator for us compared to some of the other resources that are available to libraries. Chris Freitag, who used to be an editor for Shape Magazine, is one of our lead instructors, and she's put together what we call our Beginner Workout 28-Day Challenge. This is a self-guided wellness plan that she's put together. This is available in our resource section on Craft and Hobby. And what this is designed for people of any age and any level of wellness interest to go ahead and get started. And the beautiful part is, as the video displayed, this is a workout calendar. It's a PDF, interactive PDF. It takes all the guesswork out of like, well, what should I do today? What's right for myself, or what kind of program should I build? This has been expertly put together, including some days off, which is great. All of these workouts are very accessible. There's plenty of modification instructions if you need it. Let's go ahead and just give a quick preview of one of the walking fitness classes.
Well, hello everybody at home. My name is Chris Freitag, and this is your fat-burning power walking workout. So you're rounding that spine, scoop out that belly, round, open, beautiful. We just picked up the pace just a little bit. Maybe you noticed it, maybe you didn't. It's all good. Little waistline stuff going on right here. Pull your belly to your spine, tap it out. You gotta keep fitness fun. Awesome. It just feels good to move.
Totally.
Yes?
Feels great.
Absolutely. Here we go. It's single, single, double up. Yeah. Now let's add some arms. Up. Woo-hoo. Double punch. Right there. Could you add a little style to this? Hip, hey.
So at Craft and Hobby, we firmly believe that it's Hobby Month is all about whole self wellness. So not only your hobbies, but also your movement and mindfulness, all kind of help culminate together to help with full self wellness. One of the other classes that we're featuring for Hobby Month is probably one of our most viewed and most popular classes that we have on the platform, and that is the Startup Library Crochet. This is designed to be kind of a 101 level course for someone who's never picked up hooks or made an attempt before to learn how to crochet. This gives you a very detailed and immersive step-by-step guide into how to feel successful with your crochet project. So let's go ahead and watch a preview video of this.
Crochet is a beautiful process. From the inspiring yarns to the endless patterns and designs you can create. Hi, I'm Selena Baca. Welcome to Startup Library Crochet. I've been crocheting since grade school, and it truly is my passion. I'm here to take you through all the basic skills you'll need to get started. Soon, you'll be able to work up fantastic projects with confidence. This class is your beginner's guide into the world of crochet. You can go through the class chronologically or skip around, whatever you're comfortable with. We'll start by covering the basic tools you'll need to get started, everything from hooks to yarn. Next, we'll explore the 5 foundation stitches. These are versatile techniques you can use for a variety of projects. You'll learn to read crochet patterns and charts and even work in the round. Then it's time to put these fundamentals to work, and we'll complete 4 beautiful projects together. By the end of this class, you'll have the skills and knowledge to work any crochet project you can imagine.
Another area that we'd love to focus on and the class that we're featuring is our mindful meal planning. You can have all the best intentions to eat right and work out, but meal planning becomes a very essential component to successfully be able to execute not only making good financial decisions, but making good food decisions for you and your family. And this class is, I think, could be a really valuable tool for those who are looking for a little extra help on how to maximize their dollar as well as maximize their effectiveness at the grocery store. Let's watch this video.
It comes down to saving time, saving money, and understanding that cooking doesn't have to be hard. I always had time to be that spontaneous cook, but free time was just getting smaller and smaller in my life. I just got a lot busier, and I just found myself dreading going to the grocery store or cooking. Meal planning gave me a lot of my freedom back, gave me control back, and gave me my kitchen back. Walking in a store with a list and staying on a budget and feeling like I'm gonna go home and everything I need to feed my family this week is here right now. It's just this overwhelming sense of relief.
You just need to decide what's important to you and you'll be able to get in and out of here.
This doesn't have to take away your spontaneity as a cook. It doesn't have to be expensive, and it doesn't have to take all night. With just a little bit of education, you can control your budget a lot better. You can make wiser decisions around ingredients and how you want to eat. And there's just so much joy to be had in it.
And a class like this not only comes with recipes, but it also gives you guides and checklists and grocery lists and find a way for you to maximize your dollar at the grocery store. Going a little bit further, again, this is another entry into our Startup Library series, Learn to Draw. I'm going to play this one.
Every one of us has had the experience of drawing as a child, and I want to help you reconnect with that early love of drawing by giving you step-by-step instruction to reignite your passion. Welcome to Startup Library Learn to Draw. I'm Patricia Watwood. In this class, I'm going to take you through the 4 still life projects from beginning to end: a leaf, a skull, an onion and leeks, and a pitcher and mason jar. For each project, I'll go over the tools and materials you'll need, and we'll draw the subject together from beginning to end. You'll learn a systematic approach to drawing that includes steps like the block-in, the envelope, and the contour. You'll also learn techniques like hatching and shading to build shadow and render dimensional form. Each project is designed to utilize different skills, which I'll demonstrate and help you develop. I've been an artist for 20 years, and I believe that developing your drawing skills is the best foundation you can have for any other type of art you want to do. Everything starts with a drawing. By the end of this class, you'll have mastered many new skills and concepts, and you'll have created 4 great finished projects to show off how much you've learned.
For those of you who like our Startup Library series, the good news is that we have, I think, probably 10 different classes in the Startup Library covering everything from cooking and baking to quilting and sewing and knitting, and then we already saw the crochet. So it's a really great series of programs. Libraries can definitely utilize those for programming. Most of them are like maybe somewhere between 10 and 13 sessions, so really good to kind of spread out into a weekly series if that's something that you're interested in. And with so much content available on our site, it's a great way to kind of jump in and discover a good learning course for beginners of all ages. I would love to focus now on just the Craft and Hobby homepage and showcase some of the other content that we have available, not only for Hobby Month, but also just regularly available. So when a user comes into the Craft and Hobby site, we have a number of authentication options, which Michaela will describe in a little bit in further detail. But this is what a patron would see once they've logged in, and they can log in both within the library as well as have at-home access to the Craft and Hobby resource. And this is where, upon entry, you can kind of pick whatever genre or craft area of interest might appeal to you most. We have sewing and knitting, fitness, cake decorating. These are some of our most popular categories, in addition to crochet, painting and drawing, and then Craftsy, and all of our Craftsy content is located here, and then our Spanish language content is actually available to click through here. And going further into more genres, we have quilting, photography, woodworking, and we recently launched a whole bunch of kids content, which I will focus on a little bit more in just a second. But navigating a little bit further, you will find all of our curated carousels of content. The top one being our new releases. We release about 10 to 15 new classes per month on our platform, and some of them include the live classes. And this one right here is actually the project that Brenda is working on, and we'll go into that a little bit further. Going down further, you will see the 28-day beginner workout series. These are the videos that you saw earlier, and they are the ones that match with the calendar platform. So if you don't have that PDF pulled up and you still want to dive right into the workouts and find ones that fit for you, you can just go right to the Craft and Hobby homepage and select any of them here on this beginner workout carousel. Furthermore, we have our sewing content on feature. Paper crafting. Again, you saw that that other library who's utilizing the digital lettering as part of their curriculum and part of their classes. You can find some of those here in the paper craft, as well as other content like screen printing and then card making as well. And then we have more knitting courses here. We have other crochet classes as well. Some are more project driven, like this sunflower and cactus garden. And then you have the Startup Library Crochet, which we previously showcased. And then can't forget our cooking classes. Cooking and baking is a really big category for us on Craft and Hobby. Well over 250 cooking and baking courses that are on there. It's a great reference and a resource, even if you're just looking for some fresh recipe ideas. You might not immediately think to come to Craft and Hobby, but we have just a wonderful array of cooking and baking classes that are available for people to access. And then furthermore, looking into drawing. Drawing is wonderful and very accessible and requires a minimal amount of materials in order to execute. Again, really good for library programming ideas to get people to come together and take a drawing course or sketching or even a painting course. And again, with startup libraries, courses within this genre can give you a good entry-level point to learning some skills. And then we still have some of our handmade projects for every celebration. This was featured during the holidays, but we know how it can be where you're still working on them even on a post-holiday. So we left these available for people to find. And then our kids crafts. We'll go into that a little bit later, but we did an exclusive deal with Cricket Media and their Sensical Library to bring more kids crafts for ages 3 to 13 specifically. So preschoolers, school age, and middle school, there's lots of good craft content here on our platform. All right, I would like to send it back to Michaela now to talk about, like, if anybody is interested in the Craft and Hobby platform, what steps should they take? What does that look like? How does the demos work? Why don't you give us a quick overview of what that process looks like for anybody who's interested in subscribing to our platform?
Of course. So if you're interested in seeing how Craft and Hobby can work for your library, feel free to reach out to us directly. I'm happy to set up a personalized demo so you can explore the platform in a way that's tailored to your needs. Our emails, mine and Barrett, are on the screen now, so feel free to jot that down. And if you would like a quote, we do base our pricing on total circulation of physical and digital items for your last fiscal year. So feel free to include that in your email, or we can always get it later, but that's what we need for a quote. And we do offer 2-week trials. So you and your staff can test out the platform, take some classes, really get hands-on with it. And then Barrett mentioned that we have 4 authentication options. The first, and by far most popular, is barcode. So with the barcode, we take your first 5 to 7 digits of your barcode SKU. We load that, and your patrons only have to enter that barcode to enter the platform. Another option that we see a lot is a static link. If you have an authentication system you want to put Craft and Hobby behind, we can do that. We can create a static link for you, and you can place that behind your authentication. We also do have IP-based authentication. We see this a lot with schools, and we can also do an add-on if you want to have it where your patrons can just access the site without logging in or entering anything at your library location. And then we do have a partnership with Open Athens. If you're partnered with them, it's really easy to get plugged in there too. And it's important to note, we do not store any patron data. So all of these options are really safe for your patrons and very accessible, since they don't have to remember an extra password, because we're all remembering too many passwords these days. So you can just let me know what works best for you. We can get you started. But yeah, if you're interested in a demo, feel free to reach out, or a trial or a quote, anything, reach out and I'll be happy to help.
Thank you, Michaela. We try to make this a very easy process for libraries to join. And once we have all of your information and once we've signed an agreement, it's about a 1-week onboarding, and then you can be up and running and providing all of this creative resources to your patrons. Brenda, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're working on, and at the same time we can talk about some of the live events that we have on our site.
So I really love doing live events for the website, and 2 days ago, we streamed live the process of me making this hat. This is called the Great Divide Beanie, and it is a cabled knit hat. I do live tutorials for knitting, crocheting, and also sewing sometimes. And yeah, so we did this just a couple of days ago. And the thing that I really love about this is that I designed something specifically for you guys, and then I teach how to make it step by step all the way through. And while I'm doing that, it's a live event, so people can ask me questions if they have questions or they didn't quite understand something. And that way I can interact directly with people who are trying to learn how to make these things. So it's very fun. It's fun on my end because I get to interact with people directly, and then also it's just a great learning tool to be able to reach out right then and ask the person who designed it, like, hey, what about this, or could I do this, or what if I had this yarn, could I use that, or just ask questions. So yeah, so I'm working on, when I do those live events, I have to prep samples in various states of completion because it's all happening and unfolding within that live event. So a lot of times after the live events, I will go back in and finish up my projects that almost got finished during the live event. So that's what I'm actually doing right now. I'm making a second one of these beanies here. So
that's great. Yeah. Let's check out the live event section of our website real quick, just to kind of give you an overview of what's all available. As Brenda said, this Great Divide cabled beanie was just aired on Tuesday, and we do send out advance notification to all of our Craft and Hobby subscribers that the event is happening. Again, if you want to create programming or schedule programming around an event like this, we give you plenty of notification of that it's happening. And then if there's a pattern or anything that needs to be downloaded or referenced during it, we try to make that available to you in advance as well. But the also great part, in addition to what Brenda said about being able to watch live, interact, ask questions as you go, we also make sure that the course is available for post-live viewing as well. So it will stay on our site, available to reference, and available to watch or rewatch to catch up. And we do probably on average about 5 live events on Craft and Hobby per month. And we're looking to expand that. And of course, if there are particular genres or particular things that our subscribers are looking for, or that patrons are looking for, by all means, you can send those suggestions to us. And when we know we've got the talent available at our resources to create live events and create projects that meet the needs and interests of our subscribers. So thank you, Brenda. Now I'd like to transition to another overview of our site. Another one of Craft and Hobby instructors, Emily Steffen, helped us create this overview video just so you can see some other examples of content that we have available on Craft and Hobby, and go through some of the other subscriber and perks of having a Craft and Hobby subscription.
Hello and welcome to this informative demo for the Craft and Hobby service. My name is Emily Steffen, and let me tell you, I am so excited to share the Craft and Hobby site with you. This demonstration will take about 15 minutes, and any questions can be directed to the Craft and Hobby team via the email address on screen. Our aim at Craft and Hobby is to help patrons connect with their passions by offering the largest on-demand catalog of classes, videos, and articles in the crafting and hobby space. There are millions of makers in the world, whether that be artists, knitters, woodworkers, photographers, quilters, the list goes on and on. Librarians seeking resources to serve the diverse makers in their communities can utilize Craft and Hobby to give patrons unlimited access to over 4,000 hours of content on any device across more than 20 different creative disciplines. All of our content is family safe and accessible for all ages. Classes are catered to anyone from beginner to advanced. So whether patrons are just diving into a new hobby, or if they've been crafting for years and want to level up, Craft and Hobby has an expert-led, step-by-step instructional video to fit the needs of your crafty patrons. Craft and Hobby employs a single sign-on, and patrons will just need a library card number to access the site. The database navigation is organized by categories, and patrons can quickly and easily find what they're looking for with a user-friendly, web-based interface. In addition to our breadth of categories, we also include premier brands like Craftsy and Craftsy en Español at no additional cost. There is no limitation on the amount of videos that patrons can access. This is truly an unlimited access experience. Since the Craft and Hobby user interface is web-based, patrons can access the service from any internet connection device anywhere, and all classes are on demand. Here we can see some detail of our woodworking category, and we have over 800 programs in just woodworking alone. And we have this great content topic filter on the side to narrow down the selections. Our subject matter experts are passionate about their crafts, and this shines through in their instruction. Here is cookie decorating season by season with Ann Yorks. Ann has more than 10 years of cookie decorating experience and finds joy in creating cookies and providing the right tools and great tutorials.
The sweet thing about decorated cookies is they're always in season. Welcome to Cookie Decorating Season by Season. I'm Ann Yorks. You'll be inspired and empowered to decorate no matter the time of year. You'll find useful templates and recipes in the downloadable materials. So now, let's kick off our cookie decorating year.
Say your patrons want to surround themselves with beautiful flower arrangements. We have this lovely class called Flower Kitchen by Carly Cylinder, where patrons can style breathtaking bouquets. Patrons will have access to these exciting brands representing an accumulation of content that has been produced for the last 20 years and highlighted by our flagship Craftsy with renowned subject matter experts like Robin Miller, Rick Bayless, Joshua John Russell, and many more. A key differentiator for Craft and Hobby is that we offer programming for health and wellness activities too. For instance, Koya, our expert yoga instructor, takes patrons through a class that is great for beginners, intermediate, and advanced yogis.
Hi, I'm Koya Webb, and welcome back to class. Today we're going to do Yoga Sculpt. In Yoga Sculpt, we're going to start with a beginner modification, we're going to do intermediate, and we're going to do advanced so that you can grow along with us. Wherever you start today is not where you're going to be next week. And next year, you'll be amazed by how much you've grown. So make sure you show up every single day for yourself. Let's get started.
We've heard from librarians that knitting and crochet have been excellent crafts to program for bringing patrons back into libraries. If folks are interested in getting started, this Chart Reading Basics class by Michelle Bernstein is a good primer.
Let me show you how to read a chart. Charts always have a key to tell you what the symbols mean. Here we have increases and decreases that create a floral pattern on a stockinette stitch background. There are 2 purl columns with a twisted stitch pattern in between. The chart shows what each round looks like when it's complete.
Patrons can level up on a craft or skill they want to enhance, whether that be a 30-minute skill-based class or a 2 to 5 hour in-depth class in the category of their choice. Master modeling chocolate with this in-depth class from Rachel Tufel, an expert pastry artist and cake designer.
I know modeling chocolate can be a little scary at the start, but with some guidance, you'll be melting, seizing, kneading, and coloring your way to a whole new world of delicious design possibilities. I'm Rachel Tufel, a Craftsy expert and owner of Intricate Icing's Cake Design.
Craftsy presents Mastering in Minutes, a new series of video tutorials designed to help you up your game in less than 30 minutes.
It may seem intimidating, but in some ways, modeling chocolate is really simple.
You can dive right in using stuff you already own. That means minimal planning, lots more learning, and tons more making. That's Mastering in Minutes.
Whether someone is just starting out with a craft or needs a refresher, librarians are telling us that Craft and Hobby is a useful tool for engaging patrons and getting people back in the library. If you would like to explore Craft and Hobby further, please send an email to the address on screen. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to hearing from you.
All right.
So Barrett, I just want to let you know we have some questions coming in.
Oh,
okay.
Excellent.
The first question is actually a question for me from Open Athens. Hi there. It says, a question from Brenda. Community engagement is important in the library to patron relationship. Any tips for facilitators using your classes in the library in an in-person group setting? So as a crochet knitting instructor, I feel like, I completely agree with you. Community is so important, not only just for the library, but also for the maker space. We learn so much from each other. And I think that it would be like really amazing to have, to be able to get together in a group and watch a class or go through a video or even just a little section every week and have people bring their materials. You could let people know ahead of time, that you are going to be going through, one class, pick a class that would appeal to, a wide variety of people. And then just say, these are the materials that we're going to be needing for this class, and then when people show up, you can, play parts of the class and just kind of have people talk to each other about what they know also, and have plenty of space in between. The great thing about watching videos this way is that you can always pause it and then discuss, or go back and watch something and be, and discuss it as a group and kind of like lean on each other a little bit also, like for ideas and inspiration and things like that. It's just, I feel like when you get crafters together, they just want to talk about what they're working on, and it's such an awesome way to get people to feel included in a community. And you'd be surprised when you bring people together, even if they're really shy like I typically am. When you put their craft in front of them, they want to start talking about it. Or even if they're a beginner and they're excited to learn, they know that they share things with the other people that are there. So it's just a really great way to share it, a great way to teach, a great way to learn from each other. So our next question is from Mark. Mark says, do you provide marketing materials for subscribers? And then there's a follow-up question after that, but I'll let you answer that first.
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, we absolutely provide marketing materials. So we have a newsletter that goes out every month for all of our subscribers. It includes what classes we're highlighting and featuring for the month, as well as links to a Dropbox location where we have a number of social assets that they can utilize for their own social media. They can we have video clips. Many of the ones that you watched today we have available so they can share and post, as well as a number of static materials, images and whatnot that we try to make available. And as always, if you're not finding what you think you need to promote the Craft and Hobby platform or any specific classes, you can always reach out to any of us at Craft and Hobby team, and we'll happily try to supply you with the assets that you need.
All right, awesome. And Mark's second question is, and reporting, how does that work?
Oh, that's excellent. Yes, a super important element that we know that a lot of our library partners are interested in. So every month we do send a usage report out to all of our subscribers. This talks about how many users have accessed the site. It also gives some detail about what videos they're watching, how long they're watching them, and how frequently they're watching them. Now we do not, as Michaela has said earlier, we don't collect any patron information, so we don't have any capability of identifying those people or necessarily sending them any direct information. Instead, everything that we send goes directly to our library partners for them to see, disseminate, and from the marketing side of things, then share with their patrons by whichever means that they need to communicate. We are working on some welcome kits, which will include some bookmarks, some table tents for in-library promotion for all of our subscribers. So if you are a current subscriber, be on the lookout. That should be arriving to your library in the next couple weeks. And for anybody who's new and prospective, we'll make sure that you can get those welcome kits as you join the Craft and Hobby platform as well. Great questions.
That is all the questions that we have right now. So.
Okay. Well, that sounds good. As Michaela said, you can reach out to us at any time. We, in addition to being available to schedule demos or provide a walkthrough or provide a free trial of the Craft and Hobby service for anybody who's interested, we also make appearances in a number of library conferences and shows. So I know we have the PLA Public Library Association conference coming up in Minneapolis in our hometown in April, which we will be at. We will also be at ALA in Chicago in July, and then we have a number of state and regional shows that we also attend. So reach out at any point in time, contact us. We'll happily provide you with like a demo and a walkthrough and trials that can be explored so that people can start utilizing the Craft and Hobby platform. Brenda, thank you so much for joining us today.
I'm so happy to be here.
Michaela, thank you as well. We really appreciate it. Again, for everybody who's viewing, we really appreciate you, and please reach out if you have any further questions. And thank you from all of us here at Craft and Hobby for joining today.
Bye.
Thank you.